Oh, there we go. So we are back, streaming again today, and we are gonna try some React content. We are gonna react to OnlyUseMeBlade. Hot diggity dog! What a downfall that is. What the fuck? Yeah, it's about fine. So I'm gonna hop into said Discordo. And we will see if anyone else is online. Oh boy. Alright, hello. What the fuck? This nigga sound like he underwater. Hang on. What the fuck? What's going on there? I wonder if it's on my end. Nah. Should be fine. Yeah, see. I'm good. It's fine. Fuck it. What the fuck is that video called? Decade of Degeneracy. Holy. By Turkey Tom. Okay. Ow. Decade of Degeneracy. There it is. I will pause it there. What the fuck? Copy that. Paste it. Enter. Is that a fucking ad? What? Hang on. Extensions. There we go.
Well, today the Call of Duty brand is...
Oh man. There we go. I could close that. Then, let me see real quick.
seen as a shadow.
Okay, that works. Cool. That absolutely works. We can play it there. Just me?
There we go.
Oh, it's just Chris's mic. I thought I was going insane.
I thought I was too, and I restarted my computer because of that.
Like, this nigga sound like he underwater, dude. Did you
Oh,
drop
John,
your
look-
shit in
look
the
at new
toilet?
emote. Hang on.
Oh,
You see that?
oh. There it is.
Chris disapproves.
Oh.
Gentlemen, I introduce to you the Chris disapproves emote.
Aw, man, hot diggity dog. You reckon we could, like, if I get, like, affiliate, then we can do emotes? We just do those as custom emotes?
I got you as mod.
There we go. Are you modded?
I think I am. Can I add? Wait, do we have to be affiliate to do custom emotes?
I think so. Let me check on that. Video producer.
Oh, I have to log in, eh? Fuck, I don't remember my login information.
My brain don't want to work. Where the fuck? What? Settings. Moderation. There we go. Who's your mode? Who's your mode? Yeah, you're banned.
Oops, 342. I'm hearing you twice. There we go.
Oh dear.
Okay, so there's that. Chat settings. Let's say show mod icons. Yeah, I can't hear Chris. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Sometimes I hear something, but it sounds like it's underwater.
Right.
I probably should link my my anime list on my Twitch, because I think that'd be relevant.
Okay, hang on, let me see.
But yeah, Aaron hopped on to watch the stream earlier, so
Oh,
that was
nice.
cool. I was able to chit chat with him for a bit.
Click on the emotes option. Click on the add emote. Oh my god, Chris is underwater.
I didn't even hear him. Oh jeez.
Where is it? Chris, what's going? Are you okay? Are you drowning?
He's there. He's drowning. Profile. I'm sure if I just, copy that and then say,
Oh, wait.
oh,
Huh?
There
we
he
go.
is.
Huh? Huh?
Let me see. No.
I'm rocking in the free world.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
out of here.
Brand.
Oh,
Dude, I'm gonna wake your happy asses up at 5 o'clock. I hope you know that. I'm gonna walk you happy asses up. Jeez. But I'm rocking in the free world. I'm rocking in the free world. I'm rocking in the free world.
How long you reckon it'll take before Chris drops a hard R?
It's
a
not
couple
gonna.
hours.
It's not gonna. It's
All
not
right,
gonna
hello.
happen. If it's not gonna happen.
Oh, you have to be affiliate.
Yeah, I was guessing that. Fuck it, we'll bot.
Not bot. Dude, I'm gonna be a bot.
Just right on stream. Yep, we'll bot. Fuck it. You just want damn emotes.
Dude, it's Daddy and the Three Hoes right now.
Nah. He's not botting.
He's not botting. But we are gonna
I
react.
am gonna bot. I'm on bot
Stay in
lane.
game and then they want to.
I'm on bot lane right now.
We are absolutely gonna react here.
Hey, John.
We're a new react channel.
John!
Oh, we got the double J.
No, it's not double J, damn
I got the
it.
double
It's
J,
John.
Jeff Jarrett
Your
right
brother-
here.
You're Ryan.
Jeff Jarrett.
We got the double J, Jeff Jarrett right here. Hot diggity dog.
Jeff Jarrett right here.
Fuck is Jeff Jarrett?
Him and his fucking mullet.
Damn mullet and his stupid looking guitar and his stupid ass strut.
Whoa.
You're taking it too far, man.
Hi, man. That's racist.
No,
I'll
he's
show
just taking
you.
a level.
He's
That's
white.
racist.
It's not racist.
Fuck you.
So.
What's the
let me
plan,
see.
boys?
Well, we have to react to a 45-minute documentary here called
On John's favorite lol.
Yes, on my favorite lolcow, OnlyUseMeBlade, A Decade of Degeneracy. This video has 0 thumbs up apparently, according to Mozilla Firefuck here.
What?
That's not
Mozzarella firefuck.
Yeah,
These are all
mozzarella
good documentaries.
mozzarella 24 cheese.
So wait, what
A lot of
the
cheese.
fuck is OnlyUseMeBlade?
Oh man.
So this guy was really big shit during the days of Call of Duty commentary, up there with Scene Anners and Wings of Redemption, and basically that era, right?
Yeah.
And he couldn't adapt with the times, but his gameplay at the time, what made him interesting was his name. It's his namesake. He only used the knife in Call of Duty multiplayer, and he was really good.
Fair enough.
So he didn't adapt to the times when everyone was branching out doing other content, which forced him to go streaming, but become an extreme alcoholic while streaming.
Who the fuck? What's going on
That's,
back there? Someone getting their ass like
8?
ate?
Beast.
Someone's getting their ass ate. What the fuck?
By the way, guys,
Huh?
if you'll check, there are new emotes in this Discord server.
Hot diggity dog.
Yes. Because, you know, I'm the living
I didn't
meme
know we had
and
custom
emote
emotes
to
to
this.
begin with. I learned that earlier today when I saw it's just fucking Chris's face.
What?
I learned that shit earlier.
Is there a Chris Pog?
Chris
Chris
Pog.
Pog is.
That's actually me today.
I don't have
That's
the Chris.
actually me today, right there.
I need a Chris Pog. Chris, can you send me a Pog of you doing the Pog?
It's
face?
just his shit, dude. That's gonna be it. That's Chris Pog.
I still have that.
Chris,
picture.
drop a fucking log. Don't wipe and just leave it, dude. That's a Chris Pog.
Why not? Why? What? I think he could do that. I think.
No, the toilet paper
Well,
will
I
cover
am
the
eating
shit.
I am eating like a grilled cheese, so give it a minute.
Good lord.
Oh fuck! It's over.
Good
It's
fucking
so
lord.
over.
Jesus Christ.
My life is over. It's
You
gone.
eat
It's
that
over.
Wisconsin 5-cheese pizza, man.
Yeah,
Six.
No,
the
it's not
Wisconsin
Wisconsin
48
5
cheese.
It's the,
48 cheese.
it's
yeah.
the
The
Wisconsin
Wisconsin
69 cheese, bro.
69 cheese.
The Wisconsin
I don't
69
want cheese
cheese.
from 69ing. I'm sorry, that just doesn't quite understand.
Oh.
No! No!
Oh my
We
God.
can't! We can't go
Dude,
back,
this
man!
time.
We can't!
It's back.
We can't go back!
Man,
Here, I'll stream my screen
I hate
so we
y'all.
can watch this
Both
fucking
y'all
documentary
motherfuckers.
here.
always be fucking
Oh my goodness.
gaslighting my ass.
I'm not gaslighting, to be fair.
Let's watch it for
Not
a
you,
little bit.
jackass.
This thing's
It's
45
the
minutes
New
long.
Jaws.
What the
It is.
fuck?
It is
It's
a very
quite long.
documentary. But we are recording this React video right
Yes.
We gotta do.
now. It's
I don't know how I'm
going.
gonna
This
say
is
up to
content.
thing.
This is
I
content.
guess it's content.
This is going to John's channel.
Yeah. Along with all the other
We're absolutely
racial
fucking loud
slips that we've done.
family.
I haven't done
God.
Whoops.
I wish I came up and just slaughtered my family.
What?
Huh?
Benoit style?
This man giving me Benoit vibes.
That's too fucking loud.
This man giving me Benoit vibes.
First
what the
off,
fuck?
I haven't had a lot of CTE moments in a while.
CT.
If I could have one,
I got the beer.
For
going on
technical
right now.
education.
I got me a tea. So,
I haven't even got a beer yet.
all right. Shall we start?
Man.
1 minute.
He
Give it
said
a
1
minute.
minute.
Neck minute.
My-
This nigga
Alright,
said
start it.
1 minute. It's gonna take 45. All right.
Well,
Well,
Start.
today, the Call of Duty brand is seen as a shadow of its former self. From 2008 to
absolutely
2013, the developers were on a major hot streak, releasing best-selling games year after year. And at the same time, a video site called YouTube had started to truly flourish. Naturally, with COD being so popular, gamers began posting videos to the site to get attention off their sessions. One early adopter would be OnlyUseMeBlade, known in
Aw,
real life
look at
as
him, there
Brian
he is.
Rizzo.
Brian.
Brian succeeded in a time when not many were, making thousands of dollars
Looks
a
like a
month off
fucking
of trash talking
retard.
others in Call of Duty.
There we
Unfortunately,
go.
this trend
It
would
didn't
eventually
take
That's a
long.
slur
as
now.
all trends do, and the creators who made their name on entertaining COD gameplay
That's
would
a
need to
slur.
adapt to the changing
That was
landscape
quick.
or risk
We
becoming
are-
irrelevant. Blade
my
was not able to
boy,
do
my
this, beginning to
winner.
fade into
We are
obscurity
less
as the
than a
COD
minute
community
into this
slowed down.
documentary
Then,
and we got
any
a
success
slur.
he had remaining was cut short by his own actions because of his crippling addiction, and it would ultimately destroy
You know,
everything
the
he
R
built.
word.
Despite
You can't say
connections
the
with
R
some of the
word.
biggest gaming channels of his generation,
Oh.
today he lives as a man with ruined relationships,
He's
terrible health,
restarted.
and a reputation so thoroughly destroyed
You're
that any
artistic.
viewers left are just watching in
I'm
horror as he
artistic.
somehow continues to go lower with each passing day. This is the story of how OnlyUseMeBlade ruined his life.
That's rough.
It's not rape if they don't have an organ. You should be welcome, whore.
I like the guy that OnlyUseMeBlade used to be, and the guy he is now
Oh,
is a
there's
real
a
wreck.
photo.
Remember that time that that girl borderline in the back of that RV van when you went back there and grabbed her all up?
Did you sexually assault or inappropriately
I love all the
touch-
PKA clips.
Oh, yeah, it's worth mentioning, all of this is after he's
Oh.
purged the YouTube of the clips of him groping and sexually harassing and assaulting women.
Yeah,
So
that's a
if some
winner.
random fucking ugly bitch gets groped, she gets groped. accepted.
Yeah, she probably
Yeah,
liked it,
This
dude.
guy is the exact person your
What?
parents tell you never to end up like.
No, I'm not brushing my teeth at all now.
OnlyUseMeBlade,
He doesn't brush his
profoundly alcoholic man. I mean, he has 100% undoubtedly become a total
We're
degenerate
gonna
piece
play
of
Ready or
shit.
Not after this react video.
Well,
OnlyUseMeBlade, real name Brian Risso, made his online debut on YouTube on March 24th, 2009, at age 25. A few weeks later, on March 28th, he would upload his first ever video.
Dude,
it
I'm
was an
still
early
not even
form
there
of what
yet.
would eventually make Brian into a semi-popular YouTuber. That, of course, being his impressive Call of Duty gameplay. What made Brian stand apart from other YouTubers uploading similar content at the time was his immense skill and precision he showed in combat while only using knives, hence his name. Opting to use
Backstab.
knives limited Blade to hand-to-hand combat, which, in a game primarily revolving around shooting people, took quite a bit of skill.
Dude,
This
look at
talent
that
would quickly
ninja.
catch the attention of viewers
Hell
who were
yeah.
impressed by his knife skills.
Imagine
After
ninja
uploading
with
his
a
first
low
video, Brian
temper
would
thing.
consistently
Bruh.
upload montage
Oh,
videos
that's
of his COD
PS3,
knife
look at that
gameplay.
chat.
While the viewership numbers might not look all that impressive
the
today,
fuck
where
is
even
that?
average videos
Do you
from
have
popular
skibbity
content
toilet
creators have half a million
syndrome?
views, back in 2009, these
Yo,
videos were
what the
huge
fuck is
hits
that?
and would receive very good viewership for their era. Videos like Don't Stab the Host and Assist with a Knife would become iconic among his fans and are still thought of fondly by many. After only being on YouTube for 8 months, Brian managed to hit 10,000 subscribers in December of
Goddamn
09.
imagine.
This wave of success was helped by the enormous popularity of the COD franchise. In 2009, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was released, a game that many fans consider to be one of the best in the entire series. Continuing his trajectory, Blade would take one more month to reach 30,000 subscribers. And back in 2009, this was pretty impressive
Exponential.
growth, and it just goes to show how well liked he was during that era. He'd then make connections by partnering up with other prominent COD YouTubers of the time, like Nanners.
Hello, everyone.
Dark
My name
Side
is
Phil.
Ian, and I have a guest with me
DSP
today.
and
Sir, if you would be so
X-Jaws.
kind as to introduce yourself and tell the people
Never,
who you
he
are.
never.
Sure, Adam. What's up, guys? It's
DSP.
OnlyUseMeBlade here, and like the name says, all I do is I shank people when I play Call of Duty.
By May of 2010, Blade already had
Can't say
official
that.
merchandise, and he decided to
can.
reveal his face to the
You
internet.
shank
Keep
him.
this face in mind for the end of the video, just to consider how
Dude,
much
look how
10 years of
okay he
atrocious
looks
behavior
there.
is able to change
He looks
a person's
healthy,
body.
he's not
But we're not there
necrotic.
yet. In 2010, Blade was approached by
He was on a
Machinima,
good
large
chicken and
popular
broccoli
gaming network
diet
that was
right
well
there.
known for partnering with small gaming
dude,
channels
it's
to
the
help them earn
cursed-
more revenue. The
cursed
network
channel.
clearly recognized Blade's
Dude,
rise to
Machinima
popularity
realm, what
and saw
the
potential
fuck?
at a time when gaming channels couldn't earn money on YouTube without a
When
network
Machinima
like
had,
Machinima.
like,
Thankfully,
2
this came at a
channels.
very opportune time, as Blade had just been fired from his job as a bouncer. Now that he was partnered with Machinima, Blade was given the opportunity to network with many other creators who were
I just
huge in
say
the
how
Call of
much
Duty
I
scene at the
hate
time. This
Hutch.
gave him an idea. What if he did collaborative
He's such a
videos? This
communist,
is where
it's
Dual
so
Tag
gross.
comes in, a series in which he would play with another popular COD YouTuber.
Dude,
to
a
change
guy
their
I
audience.
actually
The first
love.
episode guest starred White Boy 7th Street, a popular
communist?
COD gaming YouTuber at the time. The series contained entertaining commentary
Better
between
believe
the
it.
two, combined with Blade's excellent knife
He loves
gameplay.
commies.
And it
All
proved
right.
to be extremely successful for his channel. Seeing the elevated view count on his newly minted series, Blade realized that collaborations were the way to go. So he recruited others for these
Hell yeah.
videos, like Woody's
Woody's
Gamer
Gamer
Tag,
Tag.
X-Jaws, and
Oh,
Minnesota
shit, they
Burns.
fucking-
All of these collaborations
Burns.
allowed Blade to pull
Dude,
from their audiences to
Minnesota
build his own.
Burns.
And with him inviting others to his content, he was also invited to be in
Holy.
other people's
I
content.
haven't heard that
Namely,
name
in
in a
2011,
while.
Blade was invited to join an in-person Call of Duty tournament hosted by billionaire Alki David. This
I
particular
remember
tournament was
this.
not part of any national league, as back in 2011, the esports industry wasn't nearly the behemoth it is today. Alki David himself is a British-Greek entrepreneur and businessman known for his involvement in various industries, including media,
he was on the
technology, and
island?
entertainment. David's career and
Yes.
activities are marked by both his business successes
Oh.
and controversies. He's maintained a
Wait,
high public
oh.
profile,
Was he on
and
the
his
list?
endeavors continue to be the subject
He made
of
the
media and
list.
public interest to
Well,
this
he
very
faked
day.
his way
and
onto
for
the
made the
some
cut,
reason,
quote,
this
unquote.
billionaire at the time had a big interest in
Oh,
the YouTube
imagine
gaming
faking your way
scene.
onto
This
that
entire
shit.
tournament was solely
Fake it till you
funded by
make it.
Alki, who also put up the money for the grand prize.
There's
called
Keemstar.
the Billionaires
Make sure he
Challenge.
doesn't
It
say the
included many
gamer
other
word on
prominent COD
stream.
YouTubers,
Fuck
as well
it,
as
dude.
one other
Oh,
future
Chris will
lolcow
beat him
who
to
got
it.
redemption. Funny how that works out. The other contestants included names
Shout
like
out.
White Boy 7th Street and Woody's Gamer Tag. Shortly before the event was announced, Alki stated that he wanted to have a man, quote, euthanized on stream, which the surprise of nobody
Fucking
garnered a
Christ.
significant amount of backlash from both the participants as
In-game,
well as the
right?
general
Huh?
However, as the old
Huh?
adage goes, any publicity is good publicity.
man was
and because of
Epstein
this
before
controversy, the
Epstein.
event gained a significantly increased amount of viewers. The tournament
Dog!
was
I'm
a
the
disaster
originator,
both in planning and
jackass.
execution,
Not
but
what I
because of
hear.
that, it gave Blade a significant amount
I mean,
of
I'm
exposure.
okay
And
with a
among the
live
many people Blade
euthanization,
netted this
but
event was
shit.
none other than the infamous
What the
YouTuber
fuck
and
with your
part-time
kids?
garden gnome Keemstar.
What the
Keemstar was
fuck's he
hired as one of the
doing?
hosts at this event.
Why you
and
look
after
like
talking,
that?
the two quickly realized that they they actually had a lot in common and they became fast friends. This may seem odd to people who are familiar with Keem now, but it's important to remember that this is far before Keemstar became the face of Drama Alert and before he became the person we know him as today. This was way back in 2011 when Keemstar was involved in the professional COD scene and making questionable statements about what viewers could
this is the famous video.
A certain individual named Alex. Keemstar. This friendship proved quite fruitful, and after just a short time being friends, Blade considered their friendship strong enough for him to uproot himself from his home in Seattle and move all the way to Buffalo, New York, so he could live 5 minutes from Keemstar. This was a personal decision, but also a business
why am I
Blade
still
wanted to be closer to
receiving
Keem
hate?
because both of them were
That's like the
content
only other
creators,
thing I
they
can
got along really well, and there was a lot of potential for both of them to benefit by collaborating and working on businesses together. As time passed, it became clear that Blade and Keem hit it off as their friendship became stronger, with them appearing on live streams and podcasts together where they provided entertaining banter and commentary. This helped both of them gain a wider audience on the platform, and the two even began their own podcast called The Bad Kids Show. Blade was gaining serious viewership and would even end up starring on a dance competition called Dance On, which needless to say he didn't win. After this, things went smoothly for Blade for around a year. His channel continued to grow steadily, and his new residence near Keemstar meant that he enjoyed a significant boost in viewership from their collabs. But this wouldn't last forever, as in October of 2012, his views started to drop off. This wasn't because of something Blade himself did.
He's fat shaming.
The overall popularity of COD began to fall off. Similar to many other trends on the site, Call of Duty content had enjoyed a relatively fruitful period of massive engagement, but then it began to drop off as the next big thing in gaming took its place. Other COD YouTubers would notice the shift in the tides and begin to pivot their content to other more varied sources, trying different games until they found one that either the algorithm or the audience
look at that health bar.
Keemstar, seeing the tide shifting, decided to start Drama Alert, a show that would ultimately surpass
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
gaming
missing
and make him the de facto face of online gossip. OnlyUseMeBlade, however,
Wicked
did not
Shrapnel. I haven't seen that name in a minute.
Kept uploading COD knife montages to rapidly diminishing returns. His channel would cover over 6 iterations of the Call of Duty franchise, and throughout each of them, Blade would really only upload knife gameplays and nothing else.
Fucking hell.
The repetitive and bland content, viewers would slowly stop watching. If there's one rule for long-term content creation, it is that creators must adapt to
Yep.
the YouTube
Epic meal
landscape is
time.
constantly changing and shifting, and if a creator is either unable or unwilling to change their videos to fit the new paradigm, they're sure to suffer a slow, painful viewership decline until they reach the very bottom. Perhaps if Blade had followed that rule, his channel and life could have been on a way different trajectory. But
when are we gonna
get
into Ice
I wouldn't be talking about it right now.
Oh my god. Jägermeister, here we go.
After 2 years of slowly declining viewership, Blade would seemingly strike
Does he have
gold
a
with a new form of
sponsorship?
content that he dubbed drunk
That's
streams.
unfortunate.
In these streams, Blade would essentially just sit in his gaming chair and take money from viewers as they paid him to do shots. Although Blade would drink anything so long as it could get him drunk, he had a special affinity for Jaeger. Considering that Jaeger is 35% alcohol and the minimum super chat donation for this stream was $5, it doesn't really take a genius to figure out how this went wrong very quickly. In one of the more notable events to happen on stream due to his intoxication, Blade would end up calling a girl a hard R lover in a stream. Even in 2015, when Twitch was much more rough around the edges, this was still very much against TOS, and quite likely to end up getting banned.
What I'm saying though, Steph Jade, is what is your stance on black people? Lover.
What?
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
One of Blade's stream moderators would call him on the air and beg him to shut down the stream and delete the VOD to avoid getting banned. Hearing that his income could be damaged because of what he had just said, Blade intelligently replied by saying he would shut down the stream, stop drinking, and then he swiftly did so.
You need to end the stream like right now, dude. I know that sounds.
You need to end your mouth.
After Blade was sober, he would upload a video to his main channel titled Time for a Change, where he would apologize and open up about his drinking problem.
Most of you guys used to know me as the dude that stabbed people when they knifed them. And lately, over the last year, because I've been doing what's called drunk streaming, where I sit in front of the computer and people donate money for me to take shots, and I get stupid. And it's a shit show.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Community instead of being the fucking chill
I don't even like
dude
drinking
that has a crazy outlook on life that
plays Call of Duty in a certain way and makes sensual commentaries and gun game reactions or whatever commentaries.
The music in the
interesting points of
background
views.
is
I'm not
so
that anymore.
off-putting
I'm
to
known
the message.
as being drunk.
Blade apologizes to anyone he's hurt while drunk and promises anything he said wasn't how he truly feels. He also opens up about how his problems with alcohol have completely ruined all of his previous romantic relationships because of how he acts when he's drunk. Along with apologizing for the previous stream incident, Blade also apologizes for the other instances of him saying the gamer word that hadn't been addressed up until this point. In this video, Blade would also reveal that the recent stream incident had not only cost him the goodwill of his audience, but it also caused the destruction of some relationships with people important to him who no longer wanted to associate with him publicly due to his actions. As is common with many alcoholics, Blade discusses how he's unable to simply have one drink, and every time he drinks, he will keep going until he's blackout drunk. He finishes off the video by saying
He
that
goes
he's
hard
a
in the
completely
paint.
different
I
person
respect
when
the
he's
man.
sober versus when he's drunk. And drunk Blade
And
is a
he
huge
goes
asshole. Meanwhile, who he is
100%
when he's
commits
sober
to
is
the
what he's
gamer
genuinely
word.
like as a person. It may be easy to brush this aside as a cheap excuse for
you know what?
behavior
That's
or
something
an
to
attempt to
respect.
garner sympathy,
He
but
said
it is worth
gamer
noting
lover.
that Keemstar
Not gonna
himself
say
has
I'm
said
gonna
this exact
respect it,
same
but-
thing, likening Blade to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when he's drunk.
Very smart, very good friend, very intelligent. However, when he drinks alcohol, we're dealing with Blade Type B, okay? I'm talking about Type A. I was friends with Type A. Type B is the drunk guy that you
like
guys
type
all
2
see online.
diabetes.
Even throughout most of his alcoholic meltdowns, Keemstar
the only
continued to
other
be
Yes,
friends with
sir.
Blade all the way up until 2019.
Then
Keep in
nigga
mind
say,
that this
yes,
podcast
sir.
was recorded
That's
after
me.
2019
Named
when
up,
he
yes,
ended his friendship
sir.
with Blade, so Keemstar would
That's
have no
me.
apparent
Yes,
Gotta
sir.
represent.
really. A turning point
Represent.
in Blade's online career would
Gotta
occur several months
represent.
after he
Dude, that's a
first started
whole
doing
cup of
drunk
Dude,
Jaeger.
streams.
that's
This is when he would
only
completely stop
Jaeger.
uploading
Fucking
content and
hell.
exclusively drink.
Fucking
At this
Christ.
time, some of his
He's
genuine
downing
fans
that
had already
like a
unsubscribed and no longer
fucking-
watched him, so those that were still around
Yeah,
were
like
there
a
for the train
Guinness.
wreck. They weren't concerned about the
gamer.
repercussions for his health or career. They just wanted to see what crazy thing would happen next by continuing to donate to see his drunken antics. This would be the single worst decision in all of Blade's online career, possibly even beyond failing to diversify his content. By continuing to make his only source of income his addiction, he was basically performing operant conditioning on himself. For anyone unaware, operant conditioning is a method of learning that uses rewards and punishment to modify behavior. Basically, by punishing for a selected bad behavior or rewarding for a selected good behavior, you use the brain's reward mechanisms to condition a person or animal to perform a certain task. This is what Blade was doing whenever he would start drunk streaming. Every time he went live, he would teach his brain to associate the financial reward and positive social interactions he got from fans with him drinking. So every time he got a dopamine hit from getting more money or a compliment from his fans, his brain would learn to associate that dopamine release with being drunk, further cementing his need for alcohol. Blade had found
His
a
brain is
foolproof
so
strategy
smooth
to
now.
min-max
This
his
guy
alcohol
is
addiction
such a
to an
degenerate.
unthinkable degree. For some people, this might
you
sound
ain't
like the
got that.
perfect job.
Yeah,
After
you
all,
don't
who
even
wouldn't wanna
know.
be paid to drink booze and play video games. But it
I've
certainly
been
is not the
studying
perfect job for
locales
someone
for
with an
the past
addictive
2 months.
personality and a complete lack of
like a level
introspection
3.
like Blade. It may be perfectly fine in
Of
the short
10.
term, but for a career, this very obviously isn't sustainable and will
Brother
very
is
quickly lead to a
fucking
myriad of negative
naked.
effects. Unfortunately, among the few skills Blade has, foresight definitely is not one of them. His
For his
streams
peeps.
quickly began to take a toll on his physical
Dude,
and
it
mental
really
health with
is for his
significant weight
peeps.
gain and
Damn,
drunken
he got
rampages
jiggle
because
physics
of it. Some people might think the worst thing you could do being a live streamer is to have no one
Yo,
watching,
he's got the
but
default
Blade was
Russian
actually somehow
NPC
below
outfit.
even that. If you're live streaming a video games and no viewers consistently, at the very least you're getting better at the
Is he
game
not
you're
gay?
playing. And
There's
as
a
far as
guy on the
viewership,
right
there's the
whose name
potential
is
for
the
growth and upward
Foreskin
mobility.
Man.
The
Blade,
Foreskin
however, was
Man.
getting worse. Unless
I would
speedrunning
expect
liver
that to be a
cirrhosis
Blade
is a
viewer.
category in GDQ 2023.
Wings
you
of
can't heard
masturbation.
You can't
Yeah,
get
scroll
better
back
at
to
being
that
a
shit.
drinking streamer. In fact,
Wait,
it's
what?
quite
Imagine
the
thinking a
opposite. The
sub
more
and then
you
his
get
name is
blackout drunk
Foreskin.
every night,
Hang
the
on.
more
Look at
liver
these
cirrhosis
names.
is a
Look at these names.
Foreskin man.
The
you
Foreskin
go.
Man, Wings,
Wings
of
of
Masturbation.
Thanks for the 50 gifted Foreskin.
Taxi driver justice.
God damn it. Why?
What the
What
fuck?
is
Dude,
that,
that's-
bro?
Wings of Masturbation's a good one.
That is
You
really
know,
If you're
good.
live streaming a video games and no viewers
He has
consistently, at the very
145
least you're getting
viewers there.
better at the
Look at
game
that.
you're playing.
Good for
And as
him.
far as viewership, there's the
Wings of
potential for
Redemption.
growth and upward mobility. Blade, however,
Son,
was
donate
getting
20
worse.
bucks so he
Unless
does 4
speedrunning liver
shots.
cirrhosis is a category in GDQ 2023 that I just haven't
Yeah,
heard of, you can't get
ascites,
better
that's
at
what
being a
it's
drinking
called.
streamer. In fact, it's quite the
Oh, but
opposite. The more you
human
get blackout
is-
drunk every night, the worse you're making yourself mentally. Blade would have a few short periods of sobriety here and there after promising to get clean, but every time he would
Only
try, he
use
would
me
return to drinking shortly
alcoholism.
after. The main issue is that every time
The
he tried to get
channel
sober, Blade would
name.
realize he had
Only
literally
use me
nothing
Blade
else
drunk
going on in
and
his
he
life. On
relapsed,
many
damn.
occasions, Blade would lament about how his friends his
Only
age were
use
getting
me
married,
alcoholism.
starting families, while
That's
he
a
himself
great-
had nothing
great
but Call
channel
of
name.
Duty.
Only
All
use
my
me
friends
alcoholism.
have gotten girlfriends and gotten married and are starting to have kids and are owning houses and being adults, and I'm still in kid mode.
Alongside his lack of personal growth, another issue was that nobody wanted to watch his COD gameplay anymore. All of his original fans were long gone by this point, and the only people left were people who wanted to see him drunk. On the rare occasions where he would try and upload a gaming video, they would perform horribly with no views and therefore no money. That meant the only way Blade would get any attention on YouTube was getting drunk on stream. These live streams on Twitch would continue until 2015, when during one of his regular streams, a chatter asked Blade to touch his butt. At this point in the stream, Blade was extremely intoxicated, probably beyond the point of even remembering he was live streaming. So he got up and did just what the chatter asked, and a little more, facing his rear end to the camera, Nikocado avocado style, for all the fans to enjoy.
Gave it like
and
a
then he
little
used
bit of
his
like a
finger
boost,
much
and
like
then
a
it died
doctor would
again.
to test for colon cancer. This got him banned from Twitch permanently. It's probably safe to say that after the previous Gamer Word incident, Twitch was looking for a way to get him off the platform, and this would seem to be the perfect reason for them. Getting permanently banned and losing a substantial amount of income didn't appear to even faze him, though, as he would immediately move to YouTube and start live streaming the same content there. Blade's YouTube channel once posted a respectable 500,000 subscribers, and with an amount that high, it would be fair to assume that he would enjoy a higher viewership than the minuscule amount he'd been getting on Twitch. However, considering by this point his reputation was already in the gutter, the transition to YouTube didn't gain him a significant increase in viewership. Now on YouTube, Blade would once again resume the shot streams, and perhaps finally learning from his old mistakes, start to try and hop on popular gaming bandwagons such as Fortnite in 2017. He actually seemed optimistic at the time about his future on YouTube, and it seemed like he may finally be turning things around.
So the reason why we say final drunk stream is because when World War II comes out, I'm going to be streaming a lot.
Underrated COD game, by the way.
Get back to the old me.
It was good. Yeah, underrated.
Good stuff
it was
instead of like
it was good, but it just got boring.
It did.
They didn't update it enough, I think.
No.
Yeah.
No. That.
In January of 2018, Blade would once again find himself embroiled in a controversy caused entirely by his own actions. The catalyst for this event began all the way back in the winter of 2016 in Kansas City, when Keemstar was planning to host a live meetup with Blade. They had originally planned it for Sunday, but due to a large ice storm that was incoming, they made the decision to move it to Friday night at the local bar in case some people couldn't make it due to weather. Only about 20 people showed up, and one of the people there came up to Blade and told him he was his biggest fan and that he'd been watching him since he was a little kid.
He's struggling with alcoholism.
He called Blade his hero. After chatting a bit, this same guy ended up getting down on one knee and proposed to his girlfriend in front of Blade and Keemstar, asking her to marry him. She accepts and starts crying. Everyone applauds. It's a very happy, touching moment. What could possibly go wrong? Fast forward to 2 years later. It's New Year's, and the other streamers he was living with at the moment are having a huge New Year's party. Now, at this time, because of the aforementioned butthole incident, Blade is banned on Twitch. For anyone unaware, Twitch's ban policy includes a segment that states if anyone who is banned even shows up in someone else's live stream who isn't banned, then that non-banned person gets perma-banned instantly, no questions asked. If you're a banned streamer, you can't show up on other people's streams. Because of this, Blade is relegated to the cuck shed, forced to stream alone in the basement. The other streamers upstairs decided it would be fun to invite some of their biggest fans to the party, so Blade decides that he should do that as well. Trying to think of who his biggest fan is, Blade obviously thinks of the guy who proposed to the love of his life in front of him.
My God.
Oh, it's this part. It's this part.
Married to his wife. They meet Blade and talk, and then they go upstairs to talk to everyone else. At one point during the night, this super fan's wife comes downstairs to hang out with Blade. They get along, they're having shots, having a good time, and then Blade and her really start feeling each other in a very literal way on live stream. Shortly after that, they start full on making out directly in front of the camera, live streaming to the entire internet. So now, while Blade is full on making out and grabbing the breasts of this recently married woman, the Blade super fan, probably ex-super fan now, walks downstairs and sees the two of them just stares, flabbergasted.
And then he left!
Walking back up the stairs. Blade
he's
notices
doubling
this and
down. I
tries to get
love
him to
this
come over.
man.
He doubled down.
And if you think that no human being could
Doubled
possibly
down.
be more shameless than that, well, I have some bad news, because later, after being exposed for making out with his biggest fan's wife directly on stream, Blade starts to her on live stream out of frame while the husband is still upstairs. I mean, you can't make this up. Now, it's worth saying that this woman was not an unwilling participant. She was fully okay with this interaction.
She liked it.
That being said, it was probably a bad idea.
No, she did.
Yeah, she liked it.
Regardless of what she wanted. And this is part of what makes Blade so entertaining, the endless train wreck. Incidents like this almost feel like an episode from a TV show. But it's probably also safe to say that Blade never would have had this interaction if he wasn't
you don't get
drunk
this
in
on
the
anyone
first
else's
place.
stream.
Don't look
Live
for it.
cucking.
Is that a new fucking?
No, it was fingering. That's
They have a
what it was.
tag for this.
Is a popular
Ice
streamer well known
Poseidon,
for
yes!
pioneering
Jesus
IRL
Christ.
or in
This is
real
the
life
fucking
genre.
RV.
He gained prominence on
Yes!
Twitch for his unique style of content,
The
which
RV.
involved
Whew.
broadcasting his daily life and interactions with people, whether he was walking around in public,
Can't believe
traveling,
this.
or attending events.
Dude, Ice
As his
Poseidon
streams
doesn't
are just
shower.
real life, his content is known for its unpredictable and unscripted nature. When he had a dedicated following on Twitch, his streams
probably
sometimes
Indian.
attracted
Why would he wash all
criticism
the
and
success
controversy
off?
due to the behavior
Exactly.
of some of his viewers and the individuals he interacted with on camera. The most notable example being the time an entire flight was canceled
Shower,
due to
dude.
one of his fans calling in a fake
Oh,
threat to the
bro.
airport he was currently live streaming from. This also got him permanently banned
Ice
on
fans
Twitch,
are
forcing him to move to
weird.
YouTube, much like Blade. Ice originally gained a following by streaming the game RuneScape, and it was during this
RuneScape,
period that the
yeah.
message CX was frequently used in chat, an old school way to depict a facial expression before the inception of emojis. The frequency of this term's usage ended up becoming the defining aspect of his community and brand, later leading him to name his IRL streaming group the CX Network. The CX Network, therefore, was a collection of many different IRL streamers, owned and operated by Ice Poseidon. In 2018, Blade would meet Ice live on stream, and the two seemed to get along really well. Then, in the summer of 2020, Ice Poseidon put out a tweet asking his followers what content creators he should invite to the new streamer house he had purchased in Florida. Many suggested that Blade should be invited to live in this home, and after much deliberation, Blade was actually chosen as one of the candidates to start living in this new IRL content house. If his drinking was bad beforehand, living in this house set him into overdrive. He was getting competitive with how much he could put back. In the live stream video where Ice interviews Blade
Motherfucker
as
is
a
a
potential
degenerate
tenant of his
before
newly purchased
degenerate
house,
was
it quickly
even
becomes apparent that Ice was not
invented.
looking to invite Blade to be a
If
huge
you looked up
personality.
Chris Chan
He
was
was
a
a
thing.
respected
Yeah.
member
No,
of
if
the
you looked up
household,
diction,
rather
if you
than
looked up in
cheap,
the
trashy
dictionary,
entertainment for the audience to
degenerate,
gawk
dude, this
at. What makes
motherfucker
this
would
even
be at
more
the
obvious
top.
is the fact
No,
that
Chris Chan's
shortly
way
before
worse.
this trip, Blade and a few other members
You
of
have
the
no
IRL
idea what Chris
community
Chan
had gone on a
did.
trip together to Hawaii.
What
And
is
as
that
a result,
title?
Blade got completely blackout.
Only
these gropes and underage
Another
girls.
member of the live
What the
streamer
fuck
group
is
named
that
Jasmine.
title?
This goes to show Blade's complete disregard for any social norms and the rapidly deteriorating mental state he found himself in. It became clear that the true purpose of the
cool.
interview was for Ice to
What?
determine whether or not Blade would be a
Kidding.
business
What?
asset.
Ironic.
If the cons of his
Ironic.
complete
It's
moral
ironic.
depravity outweighed the potential benefit to be made from using him for content. This is made very obvious by the fact that instead of asking personal or relevant questions to Blade
at
about
the
living in
size
the
of
house,
Ice
he chose to
Poseidon's
ask questions
nose.
about hypothetical situations where
That
the group was
schnoz.
evicted from the home and how Blade would go about
Jesus.
fixing them. Ice seemingly decided that the
Well,
pros outweigh the cons and decided to
Jesus.
let Blade and all of his
Jesus.
degeneracy become a permanent fixture at the newly founded CX mansion
Yeah,
for all
you're
the other
banned.
streamers to have to deal with. He was now in the company of
Yeah,
other
you're
streamers with
canceled.
dubious past like Sam Pepper, as well as Hampton
Right.
Brandon and a Greek god X. Blade didn't really have
Greek.
all that much going on for him personality-wise. Viewers didn't find him likable or funny,
Oh my
and
God, I
considering his
remember this. He
controversial
pisses
history,
himself.
the only thing people really enjoyed was watching him get blackout drunk. But in all fairness, cut the guy a little
And then he
slack,
calls him the
considering the
N-word.
fact he spent the last 6 months
Oh.
frying his brain with Jaeger bombs. I'm surprised he can even string together words to form a cohesive sentence. Although Blade was technically a part of the CX network, it's safe to say the other members in the house
Oh, he's
didn't really
drinking
like him
water.
that much.
This is the
Other
first
members
water
made it
I've
clear
seen
to
him
Blade on
drink in a
numerous
minute.
occasions that they found him annoying and abrasive, especially when he was intoxicated.
What up?
Did you get off the fucking balcony, dude?
No?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did.
No, I didn't.
I can smell it.
No,
I'd smell it.
Balcony, you admit
You
it, so.
piss off the balcony.
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck's wrong with you, dude? I don't like this shit that you talking to me about me being.
What's that on his
Off the
neck?
balcony onto the floor.
Another thing to remember is that at this time, Blade was much older than any of the other live streamers in the house. Most of the other streamers were in their early 20s, while Blade himself was almost 35 years old. Well past the age you would
Yeah.
expect
He's
someone
pissing
to be
off
behaving like
balconies?
your average douchebag
He's a
college
champion,
frat guy.
dude.
His older age, combined with his aggressive attitude and downright disrespectful behavior
Never
towards
mind.
his housemates and the guests, meant that
man,
it didn't
what a
take long for
champion.
Blade to become despised by
He's
every
a
other
champ.
streamer. It really goes to show just how much of a fuck up Blade
3.
is. If he's somehow too obnoxious for the CX network, considering that the CX network is pretty much just a collection of white trash IRL streamers aiming to be the online version of bum fights. If you somehow end up with a worse reputation than Sam Pepper, it may be time to seriously consider how you screwed up your life so hard. These are the same people who won't hesitate to start random fights or mace bouncers just because someone donated $10 asking them to. You have to have an ungodly low moral character for someone like that to consider you
They
too
were awful
obnoxious.
people.
Over his time in the Florida house, Blade would get into many different altercations while intoxicated. Since the only content he
I wanna
produced was
shoot
drinking
these
alcohol at the
people.
request of his viewers, he He was almost always inebriated beyond belief. This very quickly became a
Christ.
very apparent
Bravo,
conflict of
Raggy.
interest, since the entire reason Blade's audience watched him was because they wanted to see him act like a
What
drunk
the
idiot.
fuck?
But because Blade was such an awful person while he was drunk, it would regularly disrupt the other streamers' stuff they were filming in the house.
Blade
there
is
are probably
okay.
enough instances of Blade being a belligerent person that you could make a compilation with a runtime longer than all the Star Wars movies put together. So in the interest of time, I've selected what could be considered his greatest hits. One notable instance would be when Blade, obviously blackout drunk, would try to pick a fight with one of Ice Poseidon's moderators.
Can you hold him in the chair, please? Okay. All right, you three just stay.
I'm pretty sure he pisses in that chair in the same stream.
I think so, yeah. The outfits are the same.
I love all my people.
Oh no.
The next instance would once again be caused by Blade's
It is the
tendency
same
to
stream.
get a little bit spicy with his language after having too much to drink, and in this live stream, Blade would yell the N-word extremely loudly while there were multiple black people in the room. Another common issue Blade would cause around the house was his apparent inability to urinate in a proper receptacle, instead preferring to simply pass out drunk wherever he was and let it go, so to speak. This wasn't restricted solely to whatever piece of furniture he passed out on, as Blade would also get in trouble for urinating all over the house in a variety of different places, and then he would deny doing it when confronted by fellow housemates.
He's like a dog.
I love you so much.
Not content with only harassing non-neurodivergent housemates, Blade decided he needed to be more inclusive in his verbal and physical abuse, and so during a live stream where a young autistic man was trying to clean up a mess that Blade had just created, Blade decided to start attacking him for no apparent reason. Apparently, having learned absolutely nothing from his previous encounter where he assaulted a fan on stream, Blade would attempt to grope and hit on the girlfriend of a fellow streamer named K-Pop right in front of him. He'd repeatedly ask her for sex, to which she tried to awkwardly laugh it off, until it was too much and she simply said no firmly before walking away and abandoning the interaction. Seemingly indignant at this blow to his ego, Blade would respond by calling her boyfriend K-Pop a shitty streamer.
You suck as a streamer, dude.
Later in the night, during the same party live stream, Blade would call one of the girls in attendance poor for not wanting to take Jaeger shots with him, which is probably the correct choice on her part given everything we've seen up until this point. After his love quest with the two previous women failed to bear fruit, Blade would again be caught either groping or attempting to grope a myriad of other women. When he was confronted by viewers about these incidents, he would respond on live stream by saying this.
So if some random fucking ugly whore bitch gets groped, she gets groped. Accept it. You should be welcome. Seriously, you should be fucking honored that I would ever grope you, you stupid bitch.
Spoken like a true romantic,
Look at
Blade
that.
surely is the modern-day Shakespeare with such stunning and eloquent responses.
She probably
During
liked
his
it.
romantic attempts shot down once again, this time by fellow roommate streamer Grimoire, Blade would say to her face that he hoped that she died in a fire. Again, very classy.
Die in a fire! Swear to God, I want you to die in a fire. Go away, dude.
Later in 2018, both Ice Poseidon and Keemstar would attempt to stage an intervention to try to get Blade to curb his drinking and therefore stop his abusive behavior, but to no avail. Blade refused to acknowledge that he had an issue, either being in complete denial of his downward spiral or simply not caring enough to make an effort to change. Although it must be stated that this intervention was of dubious sincerity, as it would appear that Keemstar was the only individual there who truly wished for Blade to get clean, while some of the other people may have wanted the content. Shortly after the failed intervention, Blade would be removed from the CX Network house, with the reason being that the CX Network was for IRL streamers, and since Blade didn't do any IRL stuff, it wasn't a good fit for him. Blade himself stated in a live stream that the breakup was mutual and that there were no hard feelings. However, it's often been speculated that the real reason for his removal was because everyone in the house despised him and didn't want to put up with his drunken antics any longer. Reflecting back on his time in the CX Network house, Blade would say that although he enjoyed the exposure and liked interacting with fans, he hated the small percentage of people that were, quote, toxic.
The one thing I wasn't prepared for.
Small percentage.
I didn't realize how big of an issue.
Literally
followers
everyone
were,
that
even though
watched
I love
an
the
Ice
extra
Poseidon
exposure
stream.
that CX Network that they got from me being on the website and more people coming in. There is a very small percentage of them that are like super toxic.
Despite saying he was completely fine leaving the
And
CX
you're not one
Network,
of them.
a mere 10 minutes later,
Dude,
Blade
he's
finds
not
himself
one of
back
them.
with IRL content, this time for an upcoming RV road trip.
Ooh.
Looking back on it now, I'm sure this is the point where Blade wishes he could have made a different decision because, as abysmal as his reputation was, he would somehow manage to plunge it even further into unimaginable levels over the upcoming months. Shortly before the ill-fated RV trip, Blade would make one last terrible decision in April of 2019 by throwing a dog off of himself because he he didn't
Ruined
want
his
it to lick his
dog.
face. He would attempt to defend what he did on the PKA podcast, saying that the dog was
remember
perfectly
this.
fine, but that did very little to quell the online outrage. This event would be the straw that broke the camel's back for Keemstar, being the event that caused him to publicly disavow Blade and end a decade-long friendship. He could deal with Blade destroying his own life, but once his behavior began to truly hurt those around him, including an innocent dog, Keem cut him off. In the tweet disavowing Blade, Keem would reveal that he had tried to help Blade get sober 3 different times, each time paying for everything out of his own pocket, but had no success. The reality is that for someone struggling with addiction, the only way for them to get help is for them to want it. Blade at this time was having more fun streaming than anything else, and with no real support network of people who cared about him, he wasn't keen on getting help either.
You make the money.
The RV.
The RV.
Ooh.
If the dog incident was Blade reaching rock bottom with his online reputation, then the RV stream is when he metaphorically took a sledgehammer to a litter of kittens, as Blade would do something so terrible it almost landed him in prison and ended his online career permanently. This came during one of the many RV trips taken with members of Ice Poseidon's community. It's worth noting his behavior had already crossed the line inside the RV, from vomiting in public spaces to urinating everywhere, and generally just being a complete nuisance to be around. But the most damning of the controversies would be the allegations of misconduct. In 2019, one of the RV streamers was a woman named Gucci's. The trip got off to an okay start, with Blade casually chatting with Gucci's at a table, and he would ask her the infamous question, "Have you ever been raped?"
Have you ever been raped?
What question is that?
I don't like where this is going.
Surely that was just a one-off thing and definitely
That's a
isn't
profile
a
picture.
thing
That's a
about
profile
previous,
picture.
Right? Unfortunately, this was not just a one-off
Turn that into an
instance, as
emote.
Blade's perversion and general
Dude, I
scumminess
need
continued throughout this trip. At another point later in the RV stream, Blade was sitting in the passenger seat in the front of the RV, talking with another member of the group named Bjorn, who was
Dude,
seated in the
I
driver's
love
seat.
Bjorn.
Blade turns to Bjorn and asks him if he should go have sex with Gucci's, who at the time was passed out drunk in a bed in the back of the RV. It's difficult to make out exactly what Bjorn says, but the phrase "uh-oh" can clearly be heard as Blade gets up and says he has to pee while making air quotations with his hands. Then, shortly after this interaction, there's footage of Blade walking into the room where Gucci's is sleeping with no pants on. The angle of the live stream camera only had a slight view into the bedroom, making what happened hard to see as only the lower end of the bed was visible. But a lot of people believe they saw Blade do something horrible there. Goose would later claim that Blade did what everyone believed happened, but she could not remember the event due to being so intoxicated. After this event goes down, Blade is then once again in front of the RV speaking with Bjorn. Blade suggests to Bjorn that they should dump Gucci's on the side of the road, and then Bjorn and the other streamers reply with, "What the f is wrong with you?" And Bjorn calls him severely messed up.
Bjorn.
Yeah.
Should we keep or should we drop her off on the side of the road?
Moments like this, it's unclear if Blade remembers that outside of the scumbags in the RV with him, there are also hundreds, if not potentially thousands of people watching this all happen. Immediately after this stream, there was swift backlash and a huge uproar from the fans who were rightfully disgusted by Blade's actions.
She
Seeing the
got
allegations,
raped.
Blade attempts to masterfully deflect any criticism
She got
by
raped
saying,
on stream.
If they don't have an organ.
This, surprisingly,
that
was not an
Oh,
airtight legal
Jesus.
response, and after Gucci's reported the incident to the police, Blade was immediately kicked off of the RV trip. Shortly before he was kicked off the trip, Bjorn would tell Blade that he absolutely believes Blade is guilty and should go to prison. Gucci's also claimed that while
That's
she
why I
did
love
tell
Bjorn.
the local authorities, she never went through with making a formal police report to
Fuck
charge him
why?
or having a medical examination done to determine what happened. This situation exploded
You're
all over the internet when it
dumb son of
happened.
a
Blade
bitch.
hadn't been this talked about since he was peaking in the Call of Duty days. In fact, it went so viral that Blade ended up getting interviewed by Chris Hansen, formerly of Dateline NBC. During this interview,
Nice.
Blade is notably sober and actually tries to give a coherent refute to the accusations. According to Blade, Gucci's was very intoxicated the entire night and was being very flirtatious with everyone in the RV, including him. He also says that he was not particularly wasted that night.
This day I really didn't drink that much because Gucci's was performing karaoke. She was being pretty ridiculous. She was really drunk. I think it was nervousness. We went back on the RV, and while we were back on the RV, she was really sexually aggressive towards everyone on the RV. My friend Bone Clinks, my friend Bjorn. She was really into Bjorn.
Blade claims that Gucci's was actually interested in
I
Bjorn,
raped
not
her.
him, and was constantly jumping on top of him. He also claims she tried
He
to pull him
kinda
into the
did.
RV
I'm not even
bathroom,
gonna
which
lie.
he was
Kinda.
not interested in. Then Bjorn goes back there,
He was-
and Blade
he was
doesn't know what happened with them,
unconscious
but he
with
assumes
her
that
pants
intercourse
off.
may have happened, and then Bjorn
Yeah,
returns to
pretty
the
much.
front. According to Blade, this is when the incident
I was
really
like,
starts.
kinda.
Blade claims him asking Bjorn if they should have sex was just a joke.
I admit saying this is all on stream. I was like, hey, should I go back there and have sex with her? it was clearly a joke. Bjorn went along with the joke.
That was not a joke!
All I wanted to
It's
do was
clearly
get
a
some
joke.
sleep. That's a big
It's for
deal.
content, dude.
And then it
Blade
shows
goes to the
footage
back
of him
the RV.
doing
He claims
it.
he went to sleep next to Gucci's and nothing happened. He
It's
denies
for
touching her at
content.
all.
Did you sexually assault or inappropriately touch Gucci's Jessica?
Absolutely not. I did not touch her in that bed at all.
I believe
After
him.
the Hansen interview, Blade would upload a video to his channel basically
Good
saying that
touch,
because he was interviewed by Chris Hansen and because the police didn't arrest him,
Get
that
it
meant
through
he
the
was
blanket.
innocent. I'll just let that sit with you guys, I guess. No further commentary needed. But as has been established,
a
Blade
good
is not a
thing
rational
for
human
his
being.
lawyer.
After the entire situation, he would appear on live streams smugly saying that he had proved the haters wrong, and since he wasn't in jail, he was obviously innocent.
See?
Then, for the cherry
She
on
didn't
the
orgasm.
sundae,
It
he
wasn't
smugly says
rape.
that he
My
wants
God.
to do it again.
Again.
But don't worry, even if Blade managed to escape legal justice for his actions, you can rest easy knowing he's still receiving plenty of cosmic justice for his lifetime of terrible behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cosmic justice is
Rotten legs!
One of the most
That's
prominent
actually-
and visible
dude.
effects of Blade's absolutely
Dude, they're
terrible
gonna-
health is the rapid decay of his leg tissue. Due to a combination of his terrible diet and rampant
hole.
alcoholism, Blade has developed diabetes,
I
which
love
has
the
resulted in
fact
significant tissue
that
damage
they
to his
just
legs and
poured it
partial
in his
necrosis
leg
of much of
hole.
his leg tissue. Diabetes, when poorly
Shit.
managed, can lead to a condition known as diabetic foot ulcers, which, in severe cases, can
They just
result in tissue damage
put the
and
Jaeger
even
in
the
his
rotting of the
fucking
legs.
leg
People with
hole.
diabetes often experience
Brother.
peripheral neuropathy, a condition in which high blood sugar levels damage the nerves in the extremities, such as the feet and legs. Neuropathy can lead to a loss of sensation in the affected areas, making it difficult for individuals to feel pain, heat, or cold. This may also be a factor in why Blade seems wholly unfazed after getting in violent brawls or performing an incredibly stupid stunt while intoxicated. Furthermore, diabetes can also lead to
Guys,
peripheral arterial
dude.
disease, or PAD,
Guy's
which is
a winner.
characterized
He's
by
built
narrowed
different,
blood
dude.
vessels in the legs.
Diabetes.
This reduces blood flow to the extremities,
My
making
brother.
it more difficult for wounds and ulcers to heal. Due to the reduced
Yo, man.
sensation and poor circulation,
Hell
people with
yeah.
I
diabetes
do
may
not
develop
strive to
small
be him.
sores or ulcers on their feet or legs. These ulcers can result from minor injuries such as blisters or cuts, or getting the shit kicked out of you by a drugged up IRL streamer, which often goes unnoticed due to
right.
neuropathy. In the worst case scenario, if an ulcer becomes infected, the infection can spread to the surrounding tissue. When tissue dies due to a lack of blood supply, it's referred to as gangrene, and if left untreated, gangrene can progress to the point where amputation is necessary to prevent the spread of the infection. This is what Blade currently has, but he's blissfully unaware of it, and instead of going to a doctor like a normal person would, he seems to be in complete denial about his health, believing that if he doesn't pay attention to it, then the issue will just go away all on its own.
Yeah, just
which
some
was
grilled
not the
chicken and
case, it will
broccoli.
not.
Just
The
some
far more
chicken and
likely option is that they're
broccoli.
gonna
He'll be
amputate
good.
one or
He'll
both
heal
heal up
up
in
that
no
bad
time.
shit. Down
No,
his
no
fucking
doctor.
reason,
I
boy.
think the best way to prevent infections is to
Bruh, they
continuously pour whatever alcohol happens to be present into your
the
wounds.
fuck?
In fact,
They
it seems
put
more
the
like speedrunning
sugar
your
drink
eventual
in
leg
his
amputation.
leg.
But then again, what do I know?
Bacteria
I'm a
loves
YouTuber,
it.
not a doctor. Blade seemingly sees no issue with his failing health, and in each
Only
subsequent
lose
live
me
stream,
legs.
he sees his condition getting worse. Due to this, many of his detractors
Only
have
lose
jokingly
me
started
legs.
referring to him as Only Lose Me Leg, and have started placing bets as to when his legs will be removed.
Oh, sadly, or I guess fortunately. Oh no, Willie.
After being unceremoniously exiled from the RV, Blade
Oh,
would begin streaming
no.
again, this time in a content creation house with many other
Poor
streamers. This
Willie.
event begins during a party that was being hosted by the streamers at the house, where Blade had invited a fan of his named Willie to come hang out with them. This guy supposedly had driven cross-country to come
That guy's
see Blade
dead.
because he was such a
Yeah,
huge
he's
fan
dead.
of his
He's
content.
dead
Apparently,
standing up.
Willie had taken some sort of benzodiazepine that day, most likely
He's
Xanax
fucking
or
dead.
Ambien, and then proceeded to drink heavily at the party. On stream, he could be seen taking a whole red cup of Crown Royal whiskey at once, which is a lot. And for those unaware, mixing benzos with alcohol is a terrible idea. Benzodiazepines are central nervous system depressant drugs, meaning they slow your body's natural nervous system functions. When mixed with alcohol, which is also a CNS depressant, this can cause the central nervous system to shut down so much that it stops working. This is obviously very bad because the CNS is responsible for regulating your breathing, and your body can simply stop breathing to the point of causing death. Shortly after taking the shot, Willie could be seen on
body's
stream
really like
passed
that.
out,
Yeah.
standing up against a railing. Directly after this,
Oh,
he collapsed hard
no.
onto the ground.
Shit.
Blade and the other streamers either
That's-
didn't notice or were far too intoxicated to comprehend the gravity of the situation, so they didn't immediately call the
Huh?
paramedics. Instead,
Oh,
choosing
yeah,
to
they
hold his
painted
nose
his
and
face.
draw all over his
Yeah.
face for about an hour before realizing something was
Oh, no, no.
seriously wrong, and they
He
finally
needed
called
to go to the
911. In a
hospital
cruelly ironic twist of
2
fate, the
hours
text-to-speech
prior.
coordination
2 hours
service can be heard saying he took too much Xanax and is currently dying, while the other streamers continue to draw on Willie's lifeless face. Perhaps Perhaps if someone had been sober enough to comprehend the message being told to them, then the night could have gone much differently. After the paramedics arrived, the streamers present at the house crowded around the EMT officers and continuously attempted to speak with them, even after they asked several times not to be on camera, as they were actively trying to save this guy's life. Willie was taken away by the ambulance and unfortunately would pass away as a result of oxygen lost to his brain, proving fatal. The fact that they watched someone collapse on the ground and suffocate in front of them with zero remorse is evidence of how far gone some of these guys are. It's heartbreaking and infuriating to think that if they had made that call a few minutes earlier, someone may not have lost their life over such a stupid mistake. Around 2 months after the tragic incident, Blade would upload a video revealing more details while also denying any responsibility in the matter and attempting to shift most of the blame onto Willie for choosing to drink in the first place. Which, in fairness, he does deserve some blame for, but also...
Yeah. Buffalo really did.
Was in the hospital.
It's his fault.
He actually got up, was walking around on his own accord and tried to check himself out. He went to hospice, did the same thing, and actually did check himself out.
It's revealed in the video that Willie had a history of both heart and lung issues, for which he had been in and out of the hospital multiple times. It was also revealed by the coroner's report that Willie had previously been in the hospital on life support due to the severity of his health complications. He eventually recovered. After a short while at a hospice, Willie would check himself out of the hospice against the advice of doctors, which explains the weakened condition he was in before his passing. Blade seems to think that Willie was improving and slowly getting better, which is why he was sent to a hospice, which just goes to show Blade's complete lack of understanding of how anything
he was
medical
dead.
system works. For the unaware, hospices are a specialized type of care that focuses on providing support and comfort to individuals who are in advanced stages of a life-limiting illness or are nearing the end of their lives.
Education.
The primary goal is to enhance the quality of life for patients and to provide compassionate and holistic care that addresses their physical, emotional, social, and spiritual needs. His transfer didn't mean he was getting better. In fact, it meant the complete opposite. It meant they believed it was likely he was approaching the end of his life and wanted to provide care during that time. Despite this, Blade thought it was acceptable to invite him to a streamer party and have him drink excessive amounts of alcohol. The toxicology report indicated that, besides a small amount of THC, there were no other intoxicants present in his blood, ruling out that his death could have been caused by another drug such as methamphetamine or fentanyl. The official cause of death was listed as congestive heart failure, obviously due to his medical history and the combination of substances he took before passing out. In the section of the video addressing his culpability for the passing of Willie, Blade only seems to show concern when it pertains to his public image and people blaming him for Willie's death. He seems to show no remorse or guilt for potentially causing the death of a close friend in his own home. It's almost funny in a twisted way to listen to Blade read out the coroner's report of a friend who died right in front of him, while every 5 minutes TTS donations are laughing at the situation, asking if Blade is still going to stream from prison.
The opinion of whoever did the death report shows that the death was natural. He was awake in the hospital, moving around. So much so that he checked himself out. I don't think he should have checked himself out, but that's not my place to say. I wasn't around for that. But he checked
at least
himself
he has
out
an Apple Watch.
And then died shortly afterwards, dude. This isn't supposed to be a thing about, oh, look, I'm innocent. I've never really claimed my innocence because I don't have to, because I know I'm innocent. I didn't do shit. That's not what this is about.
I agree with
as
him.
As far as if there is an investigation,
Free my man Blade. He ain't doing nothing wrong.
That's my official response.
We do fire sales from prison.
One would think that a normal person will be racked with guilt, believing they may have been responsible for the death of an innocent person.
Yeah, no,
but it
he
appears
definitely
Blade is too
raped
far
that girl,
gone to
John.
manage
Yeah,
that
he
level of
did.
human empathy, and instead chose to monetize the death of a friend to pay for his nightly booze intake. If there's one thing that unites all of Blade's continued failures, it's his inability to grow up and take responsibility for his actions. There's nothing wrong with making stupid mistakes. It's something we all do throughout our entire lives. After all, failure is often the greatest teacher. What separates Blade from his peers in this regard is his determination to not change his lifestyle, no matter how far he falls. Even as he continues to suffer disastrous health consequences like losing teeth, gaining weight, and suffering horrific tissue damage, he keeps indulging in the same exact vices and performing the same events that are actively causing him real damage. Blade suffers from what could be called Peter Pan syndrome, which causes him to be unable to grow up and mature. But instead of being stuck as a boy like Peter Pan, he's stuck as a 25-year-old frat guy. Blade himself fails to understand the fundamental truth and seems to think there's no issue with him doing the exact same things he did a decade ago, when that very clearly isn't the case. Getting blackout drunk and subsisting off of fast food and soda is something that someone who's in the prime of their life can take no problem, but when you continue that behavior well into your 30s, it begins to have serious ramifications. On top of his physical health, his inability to mature has also harmed his mental well-being. being. He's unable to find romantic fulfillment
Oh, I
and
remember
unable to
watching
find
this.
someone who can even stand to be in the same room as him for a prolonged period of time because of his complete disregard for
Yeah,
other
this
people's
was
boundaries.
bizarre.
The only people he has around him now are the few degenerates who are degenerate enough to willingly associate with him. It's difficult to say just how much further down Blade will go considering how far he's already gone. Maybe finally losing a leg will force him to take a reality check. Or maybe he'll
not
just
gonna
shrug
lose
it
a
off
leg.
and keep
He'll
drinking.
lose his
Whatever
life.
happens, there's one thing that's for certain. It'll be live
His
streamed for
liver.
everyone to see, for better or for worse. I've been Turkey Tom. Thanks for watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
Oh,
I'm
good
kind of
on him.
upset that they missed the video of Blade calling his girlfriend the N-word and telling her to go get like chocolate because they're scrumptiddlyumptious. That one was funny. And then there was another moment in his stream where he's getting blown by his girl, but there's so much fat that you can't really see it. But she's like, I can't find it. And he's like, find it better.
Brother.
Man.
Dude, this guy, dude. That was no.
I have seen most of these documentaries, and it's really sad.
There's a DSP one right here.
Yeah, that one's 2 hours.
I didn't. We're not watching that. I'll probably watch that on my own time, but man.
Yeah, man. Dude, the Chris Chan one's 3.
I mean, see, I don't
The
know
Cyrax one's
anything
2.
about Chris Chan, so.
Oh, dude, Chris Chan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rabbit hole. Oh my god, I don't even
It's
know
an
where
iceberg.
to start. Dude, it just gets worse and worse the more you hear about Chris Chan.
Damn.
Because it starts off, he's just an autistic dude that's socially awkward that combines Pikachu and Sonic and makes Sonichu, and that's his story. And he's trying to he publishes it, and as time goes on, like he gets this fucking detractor fan base that just fuck with him, and eventually, like, I guess he's always been fucked up, but it gets worse and worse and worse. Like, it did not stop getting, like, he did not stop falling from grace.
Huh.
He went from some innocent autistic dude to, like, jerking off with someone he thinks is a woman, but it's actually a 14-year-old troll.
What?
Yeah, it gets so bad. The Chris Chan shit gets really bad.
But it's like a mentally
Yeah, he's
unwell
autistic.
person. Okay.
Legitimately medically autistic. But here's the thing, because he's socially awkward too, Chris Chan is like constantly using like the N-word. Like some troll sent him fan art of Chris Chan with holding a shirt, like a crudely drawn drawing, right?
Mhm.
That said no darkies. And then there were like a bunch of other pictures. But it was supposed to be a troll image. But Chris Chan replied to it and said, I like the no darkies one. That's pretty good.
No, dude, damn. No darkies. That's unfortunate.
The most recent thing that made Chris Chan a horror cow is he fucked his geriatric mother.
Huh.
She has dementia.
How long ago was that?
Like 6 months to a year ago.
God damn it.
So recent.
Yeah, and he was released from jail, and not charged. I think she got put in a care home. There's an update video that this guy made, Turkey Tom. I think she got put in a care home, and like they're not supposed to see each other.
Like there's a restraining order.
Why?
Yeah, because
I wonder why.
because the state that they live in, Virginia, incest is illegal.
Oh man.
No, don't, no.
I mean, in general, it should be illegal, but like, man, to that extent where a mentally handicapped person is fucking their grandmother who has dementia, that's a whole new level.
No, it's his mother.
That mother, okay. Mother
Yeah,
with
it's his
dementia.
mom.
Like, that's a new level of degeneracy.
Chris Chan's like mid-40s.
I'm surprised he's alive.
Yeah, he has a whole wiki that he wrote himself.
Wow.
That's how deep it goes, dude. It goes so deep.
Huh.
My God.
Fiction of himself too.
Huh?
Does he have fan fiction of himself too?
Yes. Yes, he
Oh,
does.
Jesus.
He
He
has
wrote all
fan
of it,
fiction.
didn't he?
Yes, he has, and he drew it. He has fan fiction of himself fucking his friends that are females that are like pity friends for him. It goes so deep, dude. The whole Chris Chan lore is so deep. It's an iceberg. You're gonna drown in all the information from a single documentary.
That's oh, that's a juicy one.
Oh, Chris Chan is a very juicy
How
thing
long
to, like,
is that documentary?
I'm pretty sure it's 3 hours.
I would assume that it's 3 hours.
You know what? Here, let me see.
minimum.
The one from Turkey Tom, right?
Yeah.
Chris Chan.
Like
It is-
minimum.
Yeah, 3 hours. 3 hours, 10 minutes. Meanwhile, there's this guy named Gino Samuel who does a Chris Chan comprehensive history documentary 13 days ago, part 83. 38 minutes.
Jesus.
Why is this?
Oh, yeah. Chris Chan also went from Christopher Weston Chandler to Christine Chandler because now
Deserves to be
he's-
shot.
Now he's a she.
Kill him.
And now she
We don't like their
is-
kind.
she is doing that because she is trying to still fuck girls. And
Dude!
yeah.
Get this nigga off the planet.
He's something, dude.
This nigga need to die.
Oh, he wears the same medallion of the Sonic Pikachu hybrid that he made.
Christ.
Like, all the time.
Christ.
There's videos
Brother.
of Chris Chan.
Anyway, I will be back. I'm gonna go shower.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
There's videos of Chris Chan out there where he admits that he does jerk off in the cups, but then he shows one of these cups and he pours soda in it and drinks it.
Mm.
And why he says he does that is because I have to take in the children again so I don't waste any.
What the, wait, hold up, hold the front door. This motherfucker is literally, he's a retard, right?
That's one way to put autistic,
Mentally,
but sure.
yes. Yes. He is legally a retard.
And they're torturing this poor motherfucker. Oh my god, dude.
Torturing?
I don't know if
Dude,
he's...
I
don't know if he's necessarily poor motherfucker because he did fuck his mom.
He's willingly doing this shit. He's not being tortured to do it. He's doing it willingly.
God damn, dude, that makes me fucking. Why do these people piss me off, man?
Wait, you're mad at the detractors of Chris Chan?
Oh, dude. Oh, all these motherfuckers. Dude, I thought I was horrible.
Yeah, this is the internet, dude. This is normal. This is Chris Chan. Like, he's been around since the dawn of the internet. Like, Chris Chan has been around, like, since...
The motherfucker's 40.
Yeah, he was on the internet since before YouTube, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Christopher Weston Chandler. He's a lolcow of lolcows. All right. What's the plan?
I will end this stream there, and then I'll just start a new one. Because I'm too lazy to fucking cut the shit.
Split.
Yeah. So, I'll end that stream.